for the Korean with some Marines mixed in. You see just 3 Marines here. There is a Raven as well out for Jinro, and if Jinro can sneak in this Banshee, I'm not sure where he went to. Here comes the Banshee now, and he is going to start taking out these siege tanks. More siege tanks here for Jinro, and the Korean's trying to move some units around this way, but it's not going to work. Jinro's got lots of guys ready there, and here comes the Banshee again to try and do some more damage. And he is going to kill this tank that's able to reach the planetary, or not the planetary, but the orbital command. Another scan coming down, and Jinro's getting ready to move this Thor up so he can kill that Viking. But the Thor might actually be taken out if he's not careful. Lots of Vikings out now for the Korean. A very interesting game we're seeing here. The Korean does have his 3rd base landed up here, still not doing anything with it though, and Korean deciding it's time to pull back. He doesn't want to lose those siege tanks. He's too close to Jinro's main base. Jinro continuing to get out Banshees here. And the Korean now pushing back into all these units. Got a little reinforcement of Marauders. He has 3 tanks, 3 Vikings, but Jinro has much more siege tanks here, as well as Blue Flame Hellions, a point defense drone, and this Thor being repaired. Jinro actually getting ready to take a 5th as well, so this is morphing into an orbital right now, and he's going to have another base. The Korean is getting an orbital here now, but he does not have any saturation at this base. Here comes the big transfer. Looks like about 12 drones there. Jinro getting into a better defensive position, and if we take a look at the tank count right now, we can see that Jinro is ahead 8-6. Now, Jinro is getting his ground siege level 3 upgrades, so still very far ahead. That Banshee is probably going to take it out. Yes, it is. And if Jinro could have moved up that Thor a little bit, he might have been able to get some free kills there. Looks like the Korean going to be going for a drop here as he just picked up 8 Marauders. And Jinro pumping out 3 tanks at a time now, so he does have quite a few factories set up. And he's got 5 factories, 2 with reactors and 3 with tech labs. Jinro's starting to... Seeing that scan and seeing those medevacs there, he decided he knows a drop might be coming. He's going to be getting some missile turrets down here, as well as a sensor tower. So he's going to know anything that's coming. And Jinro is actually going to start sweeping around here with 4 siege tanks, as he knows that the drop is actually coming up here. Those turrets could do mass damage. They lose 2 Marauders in the turret, and that is huge, taking out 2 Marauders and 1 medevac there. These Marauders are going to clean that up, but there's lots of siege tanks coming in here, so this Korean is in for a mean surprise. All these Marauders going to get taken out, and Jinro migrating the tanks back. Does lose 1, but cleans up that whole drop there. Korean now is looking fairly short there on tanks and everything. If we take a look at the units tab, Jinro has 12 tanks to 6. He has 3 Banshees out. He has a Raven. He has a Thor. So really going a different type of style here, and I really like it. It's very interesting. Jinro also has this Raven out, 4-point defense drones. And as you can see, there is 1 Banshee back here that's been trying to do some damage, but he is sitting cloaked and really not going to be able to do too much more. More SCVs being transferred over to that 3rd. But here's the 4th and the 5th going down right now for Jinro. So really the macro is going to be in his favor big time. Planetary Fortress at that location. You can see Jinro's got about 400 more income per minute. And here comes a big push from the Korean. More tanks, more Marauders, more Marines. So we'll see if he's actually going to be able to do anything. Jinro, though, is slowly going to be pushing up with all the siege tanks, getting them in the good positions here to where he has a nice area that he's able to hit with all of them at the same time if the Korean decides to move up. And these Vikings are actually getting plastered by this Thor right now. I'm not sure if he's not paying attention to that or what, but they are going to be pulling back now. This Banshee here is trying to take out this sensor tower, and he is going to take that out. This command center was being built. SCV trying to hide, and this command center is going to have to be canceled. Jinro is now transferring SCVs up to this 5th base, so Jinro is going to be so far ahead on the macro. His level 3 Terran vehicle weapons is going to be finishing up right now, so he's very far ahead on upgrades. As you can see, he's about 20 supply ahead right now, so Jinro has got to be feeling confident. He's got to know he's ahead right now. He had a Banshee up here keeping out. He did lose that Banshee to the Vikings. Jinro now making a big push up here with some Blue Flame Hellions and tanks, and if we take a look at the units, have 20 tanks to 6. So Jinro has got to be feeling great right now. He's got a huge lead on the tanks, which is the most important thing really. Thor now, or not Thor, sorry, an armory coming down for the Korean, so I'm not sure if he's going to be going Thors or if he just wants to start getting upgrades now, but gosh, he is so far behind on the upgrades. As you can see, 3-0 for Jinro and 0-0 for the Korean. Jinro now throwing down 2 more command centers here, and a drop coming down from the Korean Terran, but it gets taken out by these Blue Flame Hellions and siege tanks. So very nice move by Jinro. Jinro had those tanks sitting here from the last drop, and he was ready for that attack. Jinro also has lots of missile turrets here ready to stop any drops, and another command center coming down for Jinro. So I'm not sure what Jinro is trying to do here. He's getting a Terran ship plating level 1, and we could see Jinro do a transition to battle cruisers maybe. He does have the tech lab, no fusion core yet, but he is getting more starports, so leads me to believe that he might go for some sort of battle cruiser play, as he is far ahead, and being as far ahead as he is right now, he really wants to press his advantage. Jinro now, with those 3 command centers, he's going to be able to take this position if he wants, this position, so the frowny, the smiley, actually this is the hair in the ears, let's remember that. So he could take that, lots of bases at the same time right now. This tank is just about dead. Both players kind of scanning to see where the armies of the other players are at. Jinro slowly doing a siege bank push up. Look at the tank count again. Jinro is so far ahead on tanks, he could almost just unsiege all of them and move them in. Jinro now just rushing in SCVs to die so that he can make a bigger army. This Banshee coming in for Jinro, and there's almost no anti-air except for these Marines here. And Jinro's going to be able to get quite a few kills off. Where are the Vikings for the Korean player? They're way down here. Big drop coming in from the Korean player. There's lots of missile turrets here and siege tanks, so I'm not sure how much he's actually be able to do. He's going to lose a lot of those Vikings. Marauders, though, being dropped, they're going to be able to take out all those turrets. And Jinro is coming back to try and fight this. He does have a Banshee coming back right now. These Marauders are going to do a lot of damage if they get to these factories. They could be bad, but Jinro can lift up everything, and since there's no anti-air here, he's going to be just fine, basically. Might lose some supply depots there, but he can always rebuild those. Jinro actually has a huge stronghold at this expansion, and really the Korean Terran is got to be a little hesitant to go to that expansion as well. So this siege tank here, trying to clean up everything. Lots of siege tanks, but these Marauders are still wreaking havoc. There's not very many left, and there's 3 siege tanks popping out now, and more Cloak Banshees coming in. Jinro just not able to clean up this drop quite yet. There's so many medevacs healing these Marauders. Only 2 Marauders left, though. So Jinro is going to be able to finish that off, and Jinro has expanded to this location, and also has 3 more command centers complete that are all being morphed into orbital commands right now. So this drop is going to be going down here very shortly. More Vikings here to shoot down those Banshees. But really this drop is finished. Jinro does have this orbital command picked up, and he needs to get it out of there so he can repair it. Jinro pushing in, though, with his tanks. He just decides he's going to unsiege and kill everything, which he does. He has so many siege tanks right now, and there's nothing that this Terran is going to be able to do to stop this. Jinro's going to take the game with this push. As you can see, he's about 60 supply ahead right now, so Jinro just has to know that he's going to win. As you can see, not even bothering to siege up and not even bothering to move him a little bit more forward here. These medevacs just sitting here and trying to come in with a counter push with a lot of Marauders, but eventually these armies are going to have to meet up, and Jinro's just going to be so far ahead. These Marauders are doing a decent amount of damage, taking out a lot of factories here, but Jinro's just going to continue to push into the main here. He really needs to move these units up here so that all of them can attack, but there's the GG from the Korean player. Jinro ended up taking the game, played a beautiful game, and had a very unorthodox opening, going for a Blue Flame and a Marine Hellion drop, which was very successful, killed a lot of SCVs, and then threw his expansion down and actually out-tanked his opponent. They had some very interesting battles here in the middle that Jinro really did a very great job on. Some of them he did lose slightly, but overall he came out on top and just played a huge macro game while the Korean was sitting back a little bit. So great game by Jinro, and a great Terran versus Terran. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to bring you some more games from the Team Liquid squad. Thank you for watching.